We've all heard the phrase, leaders are readers. But how many books have you read this year or the previous year that has actually changed your life? Many people read for information, but few read for transformation. The real power of reading is not just consuming words, it is in understanding, retaining, and applying the knowledge that you have read to grow personally and professionally. A reader lives 1,000 times before he dies. The man who never reads lives only once. George R.R. Martin. Today, I am going to share with you how you can read smarter, not just fast, so that every book that you read actually makes an impact. Let's get started. If you love learning and self-improvement, ensure to subscribe to B3 Inspire and hit the notification bell for weekly insights. So why do we read? Is it for entertainment, or is it for knowledge, or to change our thinking? The purpose of reading is deep. Read without reflecting is like eating without digesting, Edmund Burke. Books should not just be read, they should be lived. And I just wonder, what was the last book that you read that has changed the way you think? And you read The 10X Mentor, and it's completely changed the way I think about my business, the way I think about how I operate on every level, being personal or professional. Share with me in the comments below a book that you have read that has changed your thinking. Most people forget 80% of what they have read within a few weeks is that 20-80 rule. How do you make sure that you can recall or whatever you have read actually stick? Let's share 3 tips here. The first one is spacing effect. Review the information over time to help you retrieve and recall the information you've read. I have a way of doing this. Whenever I finish reading a book, I will leave that book that I've recently read next to my bed on purpose. Because what I want to do is I would then go back, not necessarily reading the whole book, but I might want to read a chapter just to recall. And I will do this over a couple of times so that the book becomes a book that I can easily recall. The second tip is the Feynman technique, which is basically teaching what you have read in simple terms to someone. I usually teach my children. They do laugh and they think, what's mommy talking about? But I still do it. I do it for me to be able to remember what I have read. Maybe one day they'll recall all that I've shared with them and it will come in handy. The third one is mind map and notes. And some people do it in different ways. You can create a visual diagram of what you've read, or you can actually draw out every step of the information that you have read. For me, if it is a principle that I want to apply, I make a note of those principles and I make sure I go back and check them. I love picking up amazing and inspiring quotes from books. And what I do is I try to repeat them. I try to add them, write them in my own words so that they stick. It's just for me to be able to remember that. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. Repetition is the key to mastery. Revisit your notes, reread a key concept, maybe go back and read a chapter, and then apply what you have learnt. If you're really serious about learning, here are some books that I think would help change the way you think and help you grow. And I must say thank you to some of you that's reached out to me to say, Betty, what books can you recommend? I would recommend these books. And I mean, the list could be endless, but these are a few that I would recommend. The Atomic Habits. You've heard me in my previous video quote this quite several times by James Clear. It's all about how to build small habits that create a massive change. I am a #1 fan. The 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. This is all about the morning routine and discipline, because how you command your morning determines how the rest of your day becomes. And if you want another book by that, The Miracle Morning is another good one that I would recommend. My third one that I would recommend is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. This is all about mastering relationship and communication, and it's great for leaders to build their skills for when you're leading. And also, to be honest, it's great for everybody. That mastering relationship and communicating is our everyday life, and this book has really great insight. The fourth one I've got here would be The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This is all about understanding wealth creation and success, making effective financial decisions. The last one is a book that I absolutely adore. And if you look at this book, you probably see me scribbling all over these books because I totally love this. It's by Steve Covey, and it's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Those of you that have heard me talk about this, you probably would have heard me talking about those 7 habits. Well, the last habit being sharpen the sword. So if you are going to be reading, you will be sharpening your sword by Steve Covey. A single book can change your life, only if you apply what you have read. The art of reading isn't just about finishing a book. It is about transforming your mind, your habits, and your life. If you read with intention, curiosity, and action, every book you touch becomes a stepping stone to your growth. If this video has inspired you, hit the subscribe button, like the video, and share with someone who needs to hear this. Success starts with knowledge. The knowledge only matters when it is applied. So start today. Build your foundation, believe in your potential, and become unstoppable. Thank you for watching.